Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Bitcoin, see what's going on. 72,200 just pumped up there about 73,000, rounding up a little bit, but generally speaking, hit that perfect round number and effectively pulled back. So this is common occurrence. You see these little pumps and dumps like this when the price is maintaining a range after being overextended for a while. Generally speaking, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. What we're looking for here is a closure at some point above 72,400. That could signify the price maintaining its continuation to the upside. But this is still a little too early to tell. A lot of weird volume coming through here and leaving almost instantly. So that leads me to believe there's a lot of selling pressure. And this could have just been a quick sweep of upper liquidation, or perhaps just late shorts getting hammered, right? Again, anybody who uses 50x leverage or higher probably just got destroyed right there. Okay, all the more reason why I use 10x leverage. I only 10x leverage Bitcoin and 5x leverage everything else. So that's me personally. Again, Bitcoin, we took a short yesterday from 73K to 71.4, and that was a good little 20% drop. We're still keeping that open as a matter of fact, but and we took a long all the way up to 73,000 as well. So it's just kind of buying the bottom, selling the top, that whole thing. But I'm bringing that up and mentioning that because those are 10x leverage trades for Bitcoin and 5x for anything else. So just friendly advice: use low leverage. You're going to have a lot more success because it's more consistent. You're never going to be liquidated. At least never in the sense of using a proper stop loss as well. Always trade with a stop loss and always trade with low leverage, and I think you're going to be much better off. Okay, so let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Before we get started though, just ask you hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. I think we get kind of comfortable and forget to do that, and I really appreciate it when you hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 100, 200 likes this video. It'd be great. Appreciate that nonetheless. Okay, so liquidation left hand side, we got the last 7 days. This is kind of starting to show our channel that we're in. We got a decent chunk of liquidation at 74K. All right, so if we look at the monthly, we can see it goes back a while. Pretty much any kind of liquidation level from before and current, we're seeing a large chunk at this 74,000 range, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a quick wick up to 74K and the price pulls back. That's a possibility. But the more often the price tries to go up and gets rejected like it did, the less likely it is to continue, okay? And when we look here at the liquidation delta, let's go ahead and refresh this and pull up the right chart. We'll be able to see if that's shifted. And when we looked at this earlier for Bitcoin, it was one of those situations where the price action had maintained the delta for too high, and we're still pretty high. We're in the maybe $8 or $9 billion range for liquidation longs versus shorts. So this means that there's way more longs in the market than shorts. And what do you know? When the price is overextended, too many longs in the market, the price will inevitably pull back because of that. Keep in mind, the price may not pull back. What will happen though is this delta has to shift. In other words, longs have to start securing profits. If they don't, then we're just going to see this continuation and all this nonsense that we've been seeing so far. Because again, a lot of times when you see the price action move the way that it does, it's mostly moving in the direction of the liquidation, because there's such high concentrations there. Once they take that out, they can move the price where they want to, right? And I say they, meaning market makers, the ones with billions and billions of dollars that are just moving the market how they see fit. People like you and I generally don't do that, right? We're not going to buy one Bitcoin right now and the price goes up. It's just not really how it goes. Anyways, just like to kind of throw that out there. And another thing to throw out there too is we got a chunk of liquidation on the upside. There's more accumulating to the downside. It's just not quite as much. However, there's a fair value gap where the price wicked up so fast on the daily time frame that it skipped out from 70,300 upwards of 71.4. So there's that $1,100 gap down below the price action that I think is more likely to get filled here. Fair value gaps are really, really common occurrences. Same thing with CME gaps on futures as well. So let's take a look at the daily, kind of work our way down, see what's going on. We look at the daily time frame. It's going to be consistent in the sense that it's going to show bullish behavior. There are going to be some things that we're seeing that are starting to shift momentum. In other words, RSI is getting back closer to under 70, more of a realistic situation. The thing that I'm concerned about though is the money flow index is still moderately low. In other words, what that means is even though the price was pumping, we're not seeing like an extra amount of volume. It's consistent, don't get me wrong, there's a lot. But as you increase volume and the price goes up, if the price goes up higher and quicker than the volume goes up, then that sustainability goes away. So my speculation is with the high leverage longs and or just way too much leverage in general to the upside, and the money flow index being fairly mediocre, I'm not super convinced that this is going to sustain itself. Again, 70,000 probably likely to hold as a support. It's just kind of that macro support range. But I don't know if this 71,700 level is going to hold. Again, that's a previous daily candlestick closure. That should be the new low. Hypothetically, it is right now. We've basically haven't closed yet below that level. So again, if Bitcoin continues to maintain this range, we are likely to see a break up. Keep that in mind. We stay in this range for long enough and the volume continues, then we're going to probably see a break to the upside because bears are eventually going to be, they're going to be exhausted. But for right now, it's still too early to anticipate that. And it's best to anticipate the price likely pulling back at least a little bit. Just more realistic to this low 70K or mid 70K range. That seems sensible to me. So RSI on the 4-hour time frame, still maintaining above 70, all right? So generally construed as a sell your long position and profit sign when the RSI crosses back over 70, or sorry, under 70 rather. It kind of did a little bounce, or like an FU, if you will. That's just kind of the easy way to describe it. Just like the MACD, when the MACD is supposed to shift momentum, you're like, awesome, we're going down. And it just bounces like that. I call that an MACD FU, and it's more humorous to me in my mind, just because it's like, wow, that's just how stupid and nonsensical crypto can be sometimes. But the truth is, we're seeing it right now. MACD is supposed to diverge. We're losing momentum. The price should pull back. That's what naturally should happen. So with all these things kind of factoring in together, I still feel like we're probably due to correct ourselves. I think this last little pump was the last attempt to destroy any type of late shorts. Quickly to note here, let's just take a look at this here. I forgot to look at the last 12 hours. I'm kind of curious what that looked like. So let's go here and just see what that little candle wick is. So it destroyed a good amount of shorts there. There's still some left between 73 and 74K though. All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm just kind of curious what that looked like. Anyways, I'll post our playout chart on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you're not familiar. It does look a little something like this, where I do provide for you, like, my educated analysis plus hypothetical levels. So it's all there for you. But when we look at the 1 hour, the last thing we want to do here is just kind of quickly double check. And I talked about this earlier, being good and bad, okay? And that's what trading does all the time. And 95% of trading is the indifferent stuff that you don't want to trade into. In other words, you have some signs that are showing bearish, some signs showing bullish. If enough of them are kind of conflicting, it makes no sense to trade. Right? We're in that zone right now, by the way. But we can see the Ichimoku cloud here, it's this guy here, kind of letting us know that we're traveling into somewhat of a support range. Okay, and that's generally favorable. Okay, lagging span is also kind of stuck within the price action, not good. You don't trade when that happens. And the conversion line, it may be hard to see, it's this red and blue, they're basically intersecting right now. So when those intersect, that's kind of like a divergence or a convergence, depending on the direction. And generally speaking, when they're close to each other, you don't trade either. Okay. So again, this indicator isn't like a foolproof 100%. It just really helps me with confirmation on smaller time frames and just kind of recognizing if it's worthwhile taking a long or a short. And right now, no trade is the best trade. Okay. So again, I understand it's frustrating to hear that, but the sooner you attach yourself to the idea that trading is all about being patient and finding the best opportunities, the better off you're going to be. And not FOMOing in is generally going to be favorable too. Granted, there's a couple of days ago where the price action was insanely bearish. I told everybody, do not take a long, it's not worth it. The price pumped for like 72 hours straight since then. And it literally just took the market in a different direction. Broke 70,000, all sorts of altcoins just going insane. And that was a big miss, okay? But I feel comfortable knowing that I recommended best practice in that situation. And I sleep well at night knowing that. I don't care about how much FOMO is in the market. I care about not destroying people's accounts, specifically those who are following my trades, and we're taking safe and effective trades, albeit less of them, okay? So anyways, just some things to kind of think. I like to impart people with good knowledge. It seems like crypto market is not really full of it very much. There's people that draw all sorts of craziness. I don't pay attention much to it, but I see it in my community, and it's fairly hilarious how terrible these other analysts are. Again, I'm not phenomenal either by any stretch. I get it wrong plenty of times, but for the most part, pretty consistent. I appreciate it. And what I appreciate is your consistency and just being awesome and supportive. So thank you again. You know who you are. All right, folks, have a great rest of the day. I'll post our playout chart here shortly. Just be careful. I'm still leaning more towards the price pulling back, just kind of as a quick summary bumper sticker there. There's a lot of like little important stuff on the smaller, medium, and larger time frames, kind of letting us know that if we don't move up soon, we're probably going to move down. Generally, that's kind of how it goes. All right. Be excited to look at this again tomorrow. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you the next one. Take care.